If you are planning on booking a cruise with Azamara and you need accessibility, then there are 3 things you need to know. The first is that you might risk that there is no way of getting into the ship at embarkation day without walking stairs. This is what we experienced in April, and I was so frustrated and so shocked. You have booked an accessible cabin, but you need to walk a lot of stairs to get into the ship. I am able to walk a little, so I could walk the stairs while my husband was carrying our bags and staff was carrying my wheelchair. But I was shocked, and it was a really bad start to our cruise. And it didn't get better, because when I sat on our veranda a bit later, I saw there was another lady in a wheelchair trying to get aboard, and she was not able to walk. So she had to be carried by 4 staff in her wheelchair up all the stairs. This is so humiliating and so disrespectful. We were really shocked, and of course we found each other on the cruise and we talked about it. So Azamara is fully aware of our reaction, and they are promising to do something about it, but for our situation, well, it was not good. So this was Jogging. I don't know if this is an issue in other ports, but be aware that you might have to walk a lot of steps or being carried into the ship. The second issue is the doors to deck 9 and 10 to get out to the outdoor areas. If you would like not to stay in your stateroom all the time, right? Those doors are so heavy, there is no automatic door opening, and the thresholds are really high. It is not possible, if you are alone in a wheelchair, to get out of those doors without help. Then you are not able to get out on deck 9 or 10. The first 2 days of our cruise, my husband would join me and open the door. I do not want anyone to push me in my wheelchair, and he knows that very well. Other people don't, so they come running to help me. But since I can walk a little, I found out that I was actually able to open the doors myself by getting out of the wheelchair, pushing the doors open, they are really heavy, and dragging the wheelchair through the door. Of course, by then there would be a lot of people running to help me, both staff and other guests, but I was able to do it by myself. But even if someone was holding the door for me, there might very well be tables or chairs blocking the direct passing through the door, so it would be difficult to get sufficient speed to actually get over the thresholds. So this was a major problem, especially because I wanted to be able to go out on deck 10, because they have actually the best jogging track I have seen on any cruise ship. Other cruise ships tends to put a jogging track between all the sunbeds, so you need to maneuver between people. But here on deck 10, you were almost alone all the time. So it's really sad that you need help or need to be able to walk to get up there by yourself. Despite these accessibility issues, I will not let them get in the way of remembering this cruise as a wonderful experience. The accessibility for the rest of the ship is absolutely no problem. They are so helpful. Getting into the dining rooms and the specialty restaurants is no problem at all. And of course, the White Night was really an amazing experience with a perfect view over the Amalfi Coast. The third accessibility issue on Azamara is the accessible toilets. Sorry, did I call it accessible? The non-accessible toilets. There is one toilet that is marked as accessible. It is not. There is no automatic door opener, and the door is so heavy that it's almost impossible to get in. But okay, I can manage, as you see. But when you get in, that's another issue, because you get trapped, almost. I forgot to take a picture, but they actually have both a phone and a panic button inside. You might need that. because it is so heavy to get that door open. So unless you are able to use at least one leg to kick it open and one hand to push it open and two hands to drag you through, and you get through the doors without hurting your fingers too much on all the sharp edges inside, well, then it's almost accessible. So the accessibility in toilets, it's easier to go back to your own stateroom. I was not the only one using a wheelchair on Azamara Journey. And I addressed these issues to the cruise director, and he asked me to contact guest relation. Okay, I can talk to guest relation. They were really helpful and really attentive and understanding the problem. But that doesn't change the fact that the accessibility on a ship is not a guest relation issue. It is an issue for the cruise line management. Luckily, Tatiana at Guest Relations, she told me that they are planning to get the ship in dock, make the ship more modern and fix the accessibility issue. But for now, be aware of these 3 issues if you are planning to book an accessible cruise with Azamara. I have more videos on this topic, Azamara, Italy Intensive, accessibility. The accessible cabin, ports and tendering, and if you think you have booked a cruise from Venice to Rome, you might find that you are going from Chioggia to Civitavecchia.